Okay, everybody, so the shed got put on hold for a little bit because I had to move on to some other things. Basically, I had to cut hay. The issue is it is June 21st. They have cut the water back, which means we don't have enough water to irrigate our whole place. And so this is what I got. This is the hayfield. Now, as you can see, some of this stuff isn't even worth cutting, but we'll get what we can out of it. Now, some of that is partly due to the nutrients in the soil. Part of that is due to we had marmots that were eating it all. But there are sections out here where it did grow. Let me show you. I mean, this is a little better. There's some heavier stuff over there. And yes, there is a sprinkler head sticking up over there. Generally speaking, I cut the field around the sprinkler heads. I don't know if you can see it, it's like right over there. But I cut the field around it, and then I half the field, and then I'll move the heads so that I don't have to carry them all the way to the side of the field. But the alfalfa did pretty good in some places and not so great in others. But like I said, we are running out of water, so we're gonna cut it. The other thing is the grasshoppers are back and they're eating everything. So we're gonna just go ahead and cut this and get what we can off of it before the grasshoppers eat it, before it dies from not getting watered. And yeah, so we'll go from there, see what we get. We're cutting away. Okay, everybody, so as you can see behind me, the sun is setting. Now, this is about as far as I got on the shed so far. We had a lot going on. This morning we actually put a pig in the refrigerator in there so that we can get it processed. And then I was moving fence lines and doing all sorts of stuff. So here you go. This is the other section of the pasture. I'm sorry, that need to be cut down. One, to control weeds, and two, we're gonna get what hay we can off of it. There's not a lot out there. I also, I'm getting text messages. I also cut the section over there at the front of the property and had to move fences to do that. But, oh, and look at this. Little Wilhelmina cannot figure out. Hey, she cannot figure out where she lives, and she fits through the holes in the panels. But yeah, one of these two this pig here is the other one that will probably actually go to auction. And we are actually thinking that the boar is going to go to auction, or the cell barn, and we're thinking possibly the two sows, Spot and Red, they might go to the cell barn too, and we may just start buying pigs in the spring, just because they are not working out the way that we think they should. And sorry, I'm closing the gate. And so yeah, we're kind of rethinking some things, but we'll update you on that. But get this open. Hold on, I need both hands. I really got to put this thing on airplane mode. Anyway, so the hayfield is cut. Here you go. Now, I'm hoping to get 100, 120 bells off this. 150 would be awesome. But, I don't know. It was kind of sparse in places. It was nice and lush in others. But we'll see how it works out. And I'll do another video on that. But it actually, let me find a spot out here to show you. Okay, here you go. So you can see we've got grass, we've got alfalfa. Some of it came in pretty good. We've got a lot of weeds too. But as we cut it for hay, we'll get rid of some weeds. There's a lot of morning glory in there. Now again, the reason I cut it is they cut our water rights, or not our water rights, our water time. And that's partly because the snow has melted off the mountains, the runoff's slowing down. So they cut it down to a 4. With our water shares, that means we can run 20 gallons a minute for a 24-hour period. So you have to cut your hours down and figure it out. There's a whole mathematical equation that takes place there. Long and the short of it is I need to water the pasture so the cattle have something to eat, and watering the hayfield's kind of hard. Basically, I would have to, well, I go between the two. So I water the hayfield, then I water the pasture, then I water the hayfield, then I water the pasture. But the time allotment is such that there just isn't enough water. Anyway, so hopefully this will get us through the winter. Maybe we'll get a second crop, assuming that, you know, as you can see in the sky behind me, there isn't a cloud in it. It hasn't rained here significantly in weeks. So everything's been irrigation. Sometimes I wish I was back east where they've had nothing but rain for weeks. But no, that's not true. I don't wish I was back there because I'm sure it's a mucky mess. Anyway, but yeah, so sometimes you got to count your blessings. Guys back east, they're getting lots of rain. Out here, we at least got some irrigation. But I would be a lot happier if we could get some rain too. Preferably not while the hay's down. Anyway, on that happy note, I'm gonna sign off and tell you to support your local farmers as always, and have a wonderful day. And we'll do a video next week of all of the wonderful things we're doing. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, everyone. It's a few days later. The hay's all dried out. Now, as you can see behind me, I got the little LS XR 4150 hooked up to the John Deere 466 baler, like always. So, we're going to go ahead and bale some hay. Okay, so I had to shut down for a minute. It's gonna sound silly, but I need some diesel. Thought I had enough to finish baling, so I gotta go get a gas can. Anyway, or a diesel can. But here you go. That's about as far as I've gotten. There's a tractor and the baler. These bales here had a little problem where they broke on me, but that was probably my fault more than anything else. I was going a little too fast, I think, and anyway, put a little too much tension on them because I'm trying to make them tight, and I bale hay when I have time. So right now, probably not the optimal time to bale the hay, but it's when I had to do it. So I'll go get some diesel and continue on. Okay, everyone, I guess I am recording. Anyway, I'm back at it. I got some diesel. This is another reason why I love this tractor right here. Other than it's dirty. 5 gallons of gas, a little over a half tank. But I'll get back to baling. And here we go. Okay, so it's a few days later, but finally after, how to say this? Okay. It's a few days later and I'm picking up the hay, and I didn't get the yield that I wanted. I mean, you can see the bales there. Now, we usually get over 100 bales off this field. We ended up with 90. Now, some of you may say that's a problem, and I may say that too. The interesting thing is that the bales, I'm kicking one over right now. Here, let me show you. This is not the best looking bale in the world, but it's good for this example. They are a lot denser and heavier this year than they have been in past years. Usually we get a 40-50 pound bale. These are closer to 65-70 pounds. Anyway, I think that's got to do with the alfalfa that's in it and the three-way, the grass, all of that combined. It made a much denser bale. So either I finally got the baler working the way I want, or we have a denser material that we're compacting in there. Anyway, on that happy note, I've got more bales of hay to pick up, so I'm going to sign off and tell you to support your local farmers and have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.